Hi guys, how are you all doing? Welcome to my channel. This is the preview of the Queen's Club and Halle final. So I really hope you're going to enjoy the video. And I'm really just one sec, guys. Yeah, I think that's a bit better picture. Just making sure the camera was okay. Hope that wasn't too disturbing for you guys. So yeah, I'm here to preview Queen's Club plus Halle, and I just want to hit you with some Nadal and Djokovic news. First, Novak Djokovic. It's unlikely he'll be able to play the US Open, which means for his Grand Slam tally, he's only got one really shot to win a Grand Slam this year, right? Um, couldn't go to the Australian Open, lost the French Open to Nadal, unlikely to play the US Open. So basically, he's either going to get one Grand Slam or zero. So it's all depending on Wimbledon. A lot of pressure for him to at least get to 21 Grand Slams after Nadal's at 22, and for him to win Wimbledon. Because if he doesn't win Wimbledon, it's unlikely he'll play the US Open. So most likely in such a case, he'll win zero Grand Slams. So all the pressure's on him. For his opponent, Nadal has two Grand Slams already and has two more Grand Slams to add to his total and get 3 or 4 this year. But Djokovic, it's either a very bad year of none or a year that's not quite what he would want of one. So just all this pressure to say he could get zero, but one is the best case and one's not really what he wanted. But that's the best case if he wins Wimbledon. But there's all this pressure for him only to win one there, and if he fouls, he gets zero for the whole year. So that's unlikely that he'll play the US Open. For Nadal, I maybe spilled the beans a bit, but he is likely. He's saying he's going to Wimbledon. He's traveling tomorrow, and he'll be there practicing on the grass. His health's fine, so he'll be playing at Wimbledon. He also says he then plans to take a rest, play the Masters of 1000 over in Canada, and then the US Open. So he's going to be got two Grand Slam. He's got this year. He's got two more Grand Slams. He's planning to play both Wimbledon, US Open. He's going for the calendar year Grand Slam. He's looking like he'll be there at both Wimbledon and the US Open. So let's see how far he's going to get to. But right now, he's got two, and he's got a chance to get 3 or 4 this year. Whereas Djokovic is either going to be one or zero. He's got zero. He's only got one more Grand Slam to play Wimbledon, so a lot of pressure for him to at least get one Grand Slam this year. But anyway, let's move on to the Queens and Halle tournaments. I think I'll do Halle first, right? So let me just look at the semifinals. The first semi-final featured Medvedev versus Otto. They both held serve, just did well on their service games, right? But like once it came down to the tiebreaker, the big points, Medvedev was a bit too good. He gets the break and holds on to his serve second set, so wins at 7-6, 6-3. The other second semi-final featured Nick Kyrgios of Australia against Hubert Hurkacz of Poland. The score in favour of Hubert Hurkacz, 4-6, 7-6, 7-6. Kyrgios gets the one break in the first set, just a couple of good shots there. Not quite the tennis that Hurkacz wanted, and they both hold on to serve for that game and the rest of the match. By the second and third sets with no breaks, both tiebreakers, and Hurkacz comes up with the big shots when it matters and takes this. So now we're at a Medvedev-Hurkacz final. We saw them play in the fourth round of Wimbledon. I think it was around 4 sets to Hurkacz. I mean, Hurkacz has just done well against him generally and has a good matchup, and he's playing well right now. The fact that he's beat Aliassime and Kyrgios, who are playing very well, and then he matches up well against Medvedev, and then Medvedev lost in, I think, Rosmalen or wherever it is, at Toggenbosch. He lost last week a final against a local Dutch player. considering all those three things, I'm just going to say it's going to be close 3 sets. Hubert Hurkacz, I just think his big serve, his power game, his first strike tennis, he's going to take Medvedev's time away, not allow Medvedev to get any rhythm or to get in a rally, and he'll just be no rhythm, no rallies, not enough time on his shots, not being able to use his defense and consistency. Because her catch is just going to serve big, play first strike tennis, overpower him, come into the net and finish. And it's just going to be overpowered. And then the big serve, the power game, the attacking Medvedev's second serve on the return, and it's just going to be attack, shorten the points, take the time away, take Medvedev's time, don't allow him to get in any rhythm, attack his second serve, um, close it down, come into the net, and it's just going to be this fast court at Halle is going to really enable this to hit him a lot of winners, a lot of aces, serve well, and just stop Medvedev getting in long rallies, stop him using his defense and even his good return. Your serve will be so fast through this court, and he'll just no rhythm, no rallies, just be overpowered here by the serve, power game, and second serve attacking return for Hubert Hurkacz. So that'll be 3 sets to Hubert Hurkacz. So let's go and look at Queens quickly, right? So what we saw was the semi-finals. Berrettini beat Van der Zandschulp 6-3, 6-4. Served very well, power game. A couple of games where Van der Zandschulp missed his serves. Berrettini got him in rallies, overpowered him, and got the break of serve there. Overpowered him mostly with the forehand once he got into rallies and got the break for those 2 games where Van der Zandschulp missed a whole bunch of serves and Berrettini got into rallies, used the serve, overpowered him and broke him twice like that. The rest of the time it was just serve and serve plus forehand, holding serve all the time. So he moves through to the final. And in the other semi-final, we saw Krajinovic against Cilic. They both play the same style, serve plus power game. But Krajinovic, he just served bigger, went for more on the power, was more consistent, made less errors. So he wins that 6-3, 6-3. Now we're left with a Queen's Club final of Filip Krajinovic of Serbia versus Matteo Berrettini of Italy, right? So that's going to be your Queen's Club final. Now let's look into this one, right? I just think like they've both got a big serve, power game, fast grass court. Probably there won't be many breaks, a lot of tie breaks. But I just think when the guys are missing your first serve and your opponent's getting it back into court and then causing it to be even a short rally, I just think Berrettini's got more well, yeah, I would have liked to see Medvedev. Sorry, I was just reading a chat for those who are not live. Yeah, Medvedev is playing quite well. I felt like for Wimbledon, what would have happened would be like Nadal and Djokovic and Federer have been good on grass, the top 3 for a while now. With Federer probably the best, Djokovic very close to him, Nadal third, right? The young generation hasn't mastered grass yet, so they're quite a big amount behind, right? But if someone was to challenge them, like Medvedev's done well on indoor courts, maybe now after this grass court season, he would get enough matches. He would be better on grass, so he would get up to that big free level on grass where they're good on grass. Other guys haven't learned to play on grass, and Medvedev could have been a factor. So also Zverev too. So he's injured. He won the World Tour Finals, lower bouncing, fast court. This sort of speed suits him. After the year he had last year, mostly second half of the year after Wimbledon, it would have been good to see. But what I would have put would be Nadal and Djokovic favourites, but but quite big threats to threaten them is maybe Medvedev and Zverev are ready to go on grass and ready to challenge them. So you would see like Nadal and Djokovic as 1 and 2, and then you would see 3 and 4. Maybe have they learned on grass? How close are they? Federer's not there, but how close are they to Nadal and Djokovic? Um, in the past, like I said, the younger generation hasn't done it, but I felt they could have maybe broke through. They could have really challenged them, but they would have been the third and fourth favourites. But how close, we don't know. But in the past, there've been a big gap between Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic and anyone else, right? So now with them out of play, what Wimbledon becomes is the two guys who would have challenged Nadal and Djokovic um, the most, or who may have had the potential of challenging them, are now not going to be there. So now it's basically a two-horse race. Lucky Nadal's playing, because if Djokovic wasn't, it would be a case where he would be the clear favourite, and then you would have we would be seeing how close a Medvedev or a Zverev could go against Djokovic, right, at Wimbledon. That's what we'd be seeing. But now, without them there, it would have just been a free Grand Slam for Djokovic. Without them there, because it would have been Djokovic favourite, but they're learning and getting better on grass. They're just behind. Can they get him? Can they get there? Or will Djokovic still prevail? But with them not there, it would have been a Djokovic as just a free run to the final. Now with Nadal there, it's probably going to be a guaranteed Nadal Djokovic final, and there's not going to be many. It's just going to be Nadal and Djokovic, the big three. The younger generation's not there. Federer's not there. And if there was a younger generation to break through, Medvedev, Zverev not there. So now it would be basically a Nadal Djokovic two-horse race. But if Nadal wasn't there, it'd be a free Grand Slam for Djokovic. But now it's going to come down to those two. For Alcaraz, what I would say was I feel like grass would be his best surface. I feel like he's not quite ready to win. Like he's sort of close, but not quite there. And then to expect when he's not won a Grand Slam on his worst surface to break through on his worst, it might be a learning thing for Alcaraz where he makes a quarterfinal and maybe has a better shot in 2022. But I do think the US Open is a real shot for him to break through, because that's the place where they're like Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic. They've had their favorite Grand Slams, but for none of them, it's been the US Open. So that's a chance for the younger generation to get through. He likes hard courts, slower hard courts, higher bouncing. You've seen whichever of the younger generation's been better at the US Open has won it. So Nadal will have a good chance because he won it in 17, 19, two of his last 3 years. But also the younger generation will have a shot, and that's Alcaraz. But I think Alcaraz got a better chance this year, but definitely some chance at the US Open. But I think this is going to be a Wimbledon where it's more of a getting to the quarterfinals, learn, and maybe have a much better shot next year on grass. So that's really where we have it there. But what I was going to say was, as for this match, I just think that the Queen's Club match, no, the halle one. I'll just go back to that for a bit. I just feel like this will be a test to actually we'll see in this final where Medvedev would have went if he did play Wimbledon. Because last year he lost to Hurkacz, right? So is he better than that right now? Well, we'll see. We'll see tonight, because he, if he's better, he should be able to beat the guy who beat him last year. If he's not, then he's just where he was, and he'd probably go to Wimbledon and have the same result. So we'll know he had a chance if he wins this, but if he doesn't, we'll know he's not really improved. But for now, I'm just saying, based on Hurkacz's great level against Kyrgios and Aliassime, who I'm really high on him on grass, the fact that he's won that, the fact that he matches up well against Medvedev, I'm giving it to him in 3 sets. But on Queen's Club, as I was saying, Cilic, Krajinovic just did a better job than Cilic. Cilic was a bit off. They both the power game, and then power, huge serving, all of these type of things. But Krajinovic just did it better. And then Berrettini, like I said, served well against Van der Zandschulp. When Van der Zandschulp misses his serve, got into rallies and overpowered with the forehand, got a couple of breaks and just held his serve from there. So this final, Krajinovic and Berrettini, what I would just say would be previewing this Queen's Club final, that I just feel like Berrettini, they'll both hold serve a lot. There'll be a lot of tie breaks, a lot of pressure games, a lot of all this sort of stuff. But I just think like when they're missing their serves and there's sort of short rallies being caused, in that sort of situation when it's second service points, you're missing your first serve, a short rally on the grass is happening. I just think Berrettini is going to overpower him with the forehand. And because of that, he's going to win this one in two close sets or three sets. But I'm going to say they're going to do equally well on the serve. But when the serve miss, second serve points, get in a short rally, Berrettini is going to overpower him with the forehand, which will enable him to get a break or get a few points in the tiebreak to win the tiebreak. That forehand on the second service points where there are short rallies. And that's what's going to determine the games. So two close sets or three sets, but I'm saying Matteo Berrettini will be your 2022 Queen's Club champion. And over in Halle, it'll be Hubert Hurkacz. But let's see, is Medvedev better than he was last year on grass? We'll find out in this one. But I'm saying Hurkacz takes it over Medvedev and is your 2022 Halle champion, while Berrettini beats Krajinovic over in Queens in straight sets, right? That's my video for today. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to come back on Friday or Saturday. I believe the draw is Friday, so it'll be Friday, Saturday. If the draw is Thursday, it'd be Thursday, Friday. But around end of the week, come back, I'm going to be previewing Wimbledon. I'm going to go in depth about these matchups, the draw, who's going to be playing, who's going to be doing well. Right now, Nadal and Djokovic has the best chance, but we could see a whole like Nadal doesn't like the big hitters early, but we don't know about the draw. Maybe an Aliassime or Berrettini could cause Nadal trouble. But we're going to see this draw when it comes out, and I'm going to analyze it round by round. And I hope you'll join me at the end of the week, right after the draw, probably Friday, Saturday, for my Wimbledon preview. That'll be my next video, but that's my video for today. Subscribe, bell notification, thumbs up, and please come back Friday, Saturday for my Wimbledon preview, guys. You're going to like it. You're going to love it. And subscribe, bell notification, thumbs up. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye, guys. Thanks for being with me. Don't forget to subscribe. See you guys Friday, Saturday for my Wimbledon preview. Bye for now.